So we'll see. All right, our next game call. Hold on, just a little up though. Let everybody know who I'm representing real quick. Our next game, we have the Commanders versus. All right, Commanders versus. I don't know what that is. Commanders versus the Lions. All right, and this is in Detroit, Carl. And Carl, this is in Detroit, in the dome. Yeah, we going there. We going there. I'm gonna kick this one off. All right, who's gonna win that game? Commanders or Lions? Oh look, obviously everybody watching, I'm a Commander fan. All right, and I might have a little bias in my take, obviously, because I'm a Commander fan. So I'm picking the Commanders. But I'm gonna give you the reason why we're gonna beat Detroit, or we can beat Detroit, I should say. Detroit is a favorite. They are the favorite. They're statistically the better offense, and talent-wise, the better offense. Defensive-wise, statistically, I think they are better, but they got all those injuries. But our defense haven't been really that great either. So on a consistent basis, you about to say something?
I was about to say, do you know how much they favored it by?
9.5, I think. Nine and a
Yeah,
half.
y'all are the biggest underdog this weekend.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Hey, house money. Play with house money. You got 1 year to only play with house money. You know what I mean? So we're gonna take advantage of this. But here's the thing, though. What people are not understanding is that Detroit, their defense, yes, it can be had. Like it can be had, and we can score also. I don't care how pretty the scoring is. I don't care how beautiful the play is. We can get the ball in the end zone just like Detroit can. Now, one thing about us is with Jaden Daniels being a dual threat running quarterback, moving those sticks. Like we're the type of team we can do the no huddle offense to keep your defense on the field, but it's like a patient no huddle offense. Like we don't get opportunity to do some substitutions, but at the same time we're taking our time, we're burning our clock, and JD moving on sticks with his legs, and we're getting these long drives against the Buccaneers. I think that it was last like 69 plays, like 22, like 20 something. It was crazy. So I feel like that our defense, one good thing about our defense is, Carl, that wasn't good last year. We gave up a lot of big plays. This year, we don't really think about it. We don't really give up a lot of big plays. Teams have to drive down the field on us. When I say big plays, I mean like a 40-yard play, a 50-yard play, or something like that, right? I think we're top 10 in big plays allowed as far as what's the name? Yeah, it's getting hot. You better put that AC on.
But obviously, I tell you off spring, but
So I think we're top 10 in big plays allowed, but um that's that. And offensively for the Detroit Lions, listen, man, Jared Goff is playing very well, but we seen some games where Jared Goff would give you the ball. We just had to capitalize on the turnovers. All I ask for the Commanders is to create one turnover, and just how we are aggressive, like the Lions are aggressive too, and not converting on fourth down is a turnover. So that can actually hurt Detroit too. So I'm going, and we playing in the dome. We don't worry about no weather issues. We're the complete underdog. We're going to try stuff. We haven't done a fake punt all year, Carl. We might do it against Detroit. We haven't done a fake punt all year. I won't be surprised if we do something like that against Detroit. So, but we might not be in the punting situation, to tell you the truth. And that's another thing, Carl. We have proven multiple times that we can go through a game without punting the ball, that we can be in position to score every drive. So I can see that happening, and I'm gonna go with us with the upset because if it comes down to one drive and we got the ball, Carl, I think everybody gonna be like, Commanders gonna win this game, including you.
no. Stop it right there, brother. I'm going with the Lions. Now, this ain't a Detroit Lions hat. It's Detroit Tigers hat. But it's Detroit, none the same.
Shout out to the
Going with the
Tigers.
Lions. Reason why? Sonic and Knuckles. The run defense for Washington would scare me if I'm a Commanders fan. And then you're going against, now they're not top, they might be top 3, but you're going against one of the best rushing teams in the league, in the Detroit Lions. Now you might be saying, well, Jahmyr Gibbs, he didn't have the numbers Saquon didn't have. Jahmyr Gibbs ended up with 1,400 yards, and he wasn't even a starter. David Montgomery was the starter. David Montgomery had 700 something yards before he got hurt, like 765, something like that before he got hurt. And then Jahmyr Gibbs took off. And when I mean took off, I mean he took off. He showed why they drafted him in that first round and let Swift go in that trade to the Eagles. And to me, I always felt like Jahmyr Gibbs is a 3-down back. He's a horse. I always felt that way, go dating back to Georgia Tech with him and Jeff Sims. I felt like Jahmyr Gibbs is a special back who can terrorize defenses. And I think he terrorizes the Commanders' defense. Now, with the run game that can terrorize the defense, you take clock and you take you take time of possession, clock. You take that with you. And then if you're scoring on top of that, that puts more and more pressure on your offense to score. Now, granted, pressure hasn't really been getting to Jaden Daniels this year. I give you that. He's been answering the call a lot. But he did go against a team with a semi-good defense in the Baltimore Ravens with a running game, even though really Lamar really did his thing that game, but with a running game, and y'all did lose, even though y'all forced a turnover and we didn't. But I do think Detroit wins largely in part of the running game. And Detroit's also a team that showed that they can score every possession if they have to. Now, the Bills game, completely different. But Josh Allen, he had an amazing game. He was making amazing plays. And the defense was even more banged up than it is now. But that defense also showed that they can step up when need be. You're going to say, well, he played Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold reverted. Detroit had to make him play like that. I'm sorry. And then in the 49ers game, you need 2 turnovers, all-pro Kirby Joseph, 2 picks for you right here. You got Kirby, you got Brian Branch, you get Anzalone's back, Rain Snake, he's a rookie, I think, from Mizzou. He's possibly playing, he's possibly coming back. They're getting some reinforcements back. Anzalone came back, he was a big boost to that defense. And another thing with Detroit that has me winning is the lack of a run game from y'all. Brian Robinson hasn't been it of late at all. I know Mark has his gripes with B-Rob over Najee, and Najee's been. Brian Robinson hasn't even looked mid. I'm sorry, Mark. The truth is the truth. Brian Robinson has looked bad. And you have to establish some type of run game. Or if you don't, then Coach Austin, he's just going to dial up blitzes and dial up all this stuff. And Jaden's just going to have to keep fighting his way out of stuff that 3rd and longs, 4th downs, trying to make 4th downs more convertible so y'all can go for it. He's going to have to continuously do that. And after a while, I know y'all been converting, but y'all haven't really gone against a team that's going to go for it like y'all going to go for it. So he might have to do it more than usual. And that could pose a threat. And y'all are on the road, divisional round, experienced quarterback on the other end, Jared Goff. This is now his 3rd divisional game. No, maybe 3rd, 4th divisional game. He won both of them, I believe. So you're going against that. You're going against a good secondary. You're going against a good wide receiver. Wide receiver core. The speed of Jamison Williams. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown working the slot. He can go outside as well. Can't forget about Tim Patrick. He's been making big plays. He's been making key plays in moments. And last but not least, Sam Laporta working that tight end position. So he got weapons to go to. He has places to go. And I think Detroit wins it in a shootout. And I also think 9.5 is kind of disrespectful. I would also lean taking a 9.5. But I think the Lions win in a shootout.
All right. First one, shout out to Ty, being a member for 18 months for the Super Chat. This game going to be like the Ravens versus the Texans playoff game last year. Hashtag same old Commanders. Hashtag the MV3. Hashtag the Super Bowl MVP. But shout out to the best sports network. Refuse to lose. Shout out to Ty.
I disagree, bro. The Texans didn't even score an offensive touchdown against us.
Yeah.
Their only touchdown was a punt return.
When I saw same old Commanders, I knew he was trolling. Same old Commanders when you be in this position.
That is very true.
All right. So here's the thing, though, with our run game. I think I'm not gonna say we want to shut them down, but I think our run game performance will be better than our pass game performance. When we play these big games, right? I go back to y'all game. Now you might say this Derrick Henry does this every game. That's not true for real. Derrick Henry, he be getting his rocks off early a lot too. Against us, I feel like we did a great job on Derrick Henry. Jonathan Allen gets hurt. I'm not saying he's the reason why he took off. He gets hurt. And then as the game wears down, as Derrick Henry, he just dominated to close the game out. And then it kind of made the stats look really good. But I feel like throughout the whole game, we did a good job with him. Saquon Barkley, the first time he played the Eagles, Saquon wasn't really doing much, and he broke off 2 runs. But then the last time he played Saquon, he had 100 yards in the first quarter. And then since then, he averaged less than 2 yards per carry. Like we literally shut Saquon down in that second half. Now, granted, people might say, "Oh, it's Kenny Pickett. You put everybody in the box." Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, some of that is true, right? But some of that is also our D line being physical too. So and I look at the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have been running the ball very well. Now they're not the Detroit Lions. They've been running the ball very well, and they couldn't really have no success against us on the running attack. They had one drive when Bucky got 2 first downs on the last touchdown they had. That was the only time I saw they rushing attack look decent because now we put more emphasis on now with Marshawn being there. We got Mike Sandstrom from Everett. shout out to Teddy. All right. We actually are not helping the secondary no more like we did early in the season. Now we put more emphasis on the run. So I do think we'll do a better job against Detroit on the run rushing attack. And the Jared Goff is gonna have to beat us, which he can. He's shown that all year. The man had a perfect game, but it was only 18 for 18, winning a lot of throws.
I thought
But
it was 21.
I think it was 18 for 18.
I'll look.
Yeah, I think it was 18. I don't think he had 20. If I'm
I'll look.
mistaken.
Continue.
You know,
That was week 3.
but Jared Goff is gonna have to beat us, and I would live with that. I would live with that. And Jared Goff, and to be honest with you, Carl, this might sound I don't know. This sounds crazy. Montgomery being back, I'd rather see Montgomery and Gibbs than Gibbs 24/7. I'm not even gonna lie to you. All
I feel
right.
you.
All right, because Gibbs is a home run machine. More opportunities he get. I was right, 18/18. All right. So I do think that we would do it. But here's the thing though. Our running game, that's fine. We haven't been able to run the ball the last 5 games. And we're 5-0. Last 5 games against Philly, the number 1 defense in the NFL. We could not run the ball. And we still put up 36 points. So my thing is, I'm not saying I don't think the run game from the running back is going to determine anything with us. I think if the run game is not working, as long as Jaden Daniels is aggressive, which he will, because I see like guys like him, guys like Lamar, they're using their legs. They use their legs a lot more in the playoffs than they have done in the regular season because it's game time. And people say stuff like, "Oh, he take a lot of hits." He really don't. Like he took one big hit against the Giants. He took one big hit against Philly the first game around. And he took big hits against the Falcons because we had to win that game to get in the playoffs. So when money is on the line, Jaden Daniels is going to put his body on the line when it's a do or die situation, and this is a do or die game. So I think that I ain't gonna lie, Carl. I think he's gonna go crazy on Saturday tomorrow.
He can have a good game. And that's why I said I think it's gonna be a shootout.
I think I'm gonna go crazy, and when no turnovers, and we're not a high turnover team.
No, I'm not saying y'all are. I'm not saying y'all are. I just don't know if I can say none.
I'm going with 0. I want this. Detroit would turn the ball over more than us. That's how we're gonna win this game. They won't have to.
I would think the opposite.
I'm telling you, bro. Jared Goff, give me that ball. We'll take advantage of it.
See, the thing with Jared Goff is he'll put the ball in harm's way if you get him off his spots. But it's hard to get him off his spots with that O-line.
I'm with you.
So it's going to be hard to turn the ball over. Now, I'm not saying Jaden is a turnover machine. Obviously, he's not. But what I'm saying is he could press if you have to continue. That's why I said the lack of a running game mixed with the possibility of y'all having to go for it more on 4th downs because the Lions are for sure going to go for it on 4th downs can, in effect, harm you. He can press maybe. Now, like I said earlier, he's showing that this pressure is not going to him. But we never know. You never know. And so he could press and possibly put the ball in harm's way.
But when you say turn the ball, we got to go for it more. I mean, we already got that state that we're going to go. We went for it 5 times. We the only team since 1991 to win a playoff game while going for it 5 times or more.
I know.
Only team. So we're going to go for it. It could be Detroit Lions. It could be daggone Los Angeles Rams. We gonna go for it as long as ain't no craziness like 4th and 11. Now we did that with the Eagles, 4th and 13, I think, and we got the first down. But
that's what had to.
No, we kind of didn't have to though because it was the beginning of the 4th quarter.
I thought that was at the end of the game.
Nah, that wasn't in the game. That sparked everything from that game. Like that drive sparked. I think matter of fact, it's probably late in the 3rd quarter because we scored 21 points, and that was the first 7. We scored 14 points after that.
I thought the 4th and 13 run where he shook, bro, was the last drive, the touchdown to Zacchaeus, I think.
No. The first touchdown to the kids, I think that was the first one with the what you call it? The miscommunication. Boom, we got the Zacchaeus. No. We scored before that, and then we scored on the Zacchaeus one, and then he threw an interception, and then we scored with Jameson Crowder.
Oh, that's what was Jameson Crowder on the slot post behind Zach Bond.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was
yeah.
talking about. But that's I thought that
So,
was that drive.
but look though, I get it. Detroit should be favored. I do think 9.5 is wild, but I get it because people look at us like we're Jaden Daniels or bust. We only got Terry McLaurin. No, we got Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz was playing very well. We have X factors in on our team like an Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler has been very clutch in situations. He was clutch against the Bucks. That pass he caught on second down that got us in field goal range for real. That was clutch. We got some. I get it. It's not Detroit though. Detroit roster crazy. You know what I mean? And St. Brown and De'Ami Brown. They got their little.
St. Brown was right, by the way. I don't care how you
Yeah,
try to frame it as a beef. St. Brown was right.
No, you right. He is right. He definitely should have been drafted sooner. I get that. You know what I mean? But he holds some type of grudge over there. I hope he take it out on the field and get out of his game. Do your thing, St. Brown. He did cook us though when he mentioned that the first time.
I was about to say he mentioned that before the first game and he went crazy.
And that's another thing.
Like he said it this week.
You said the Lions own us, right?
I said they got your number.
Which is kind of true, but we've been breaking all barriers this year. Like this is
But so have they.
But they got
the franchise record for the most wins. They got a franchise record for the longest win streak. They never got the 1 seed before ever.
It's the best Lions team in NFL history. I'm not gonna lie, man. Listen, as long as I got JD5, I'm alive, man. I can't wait.
No. They had 2 1,000-yard receivers and 1 1,000-yard rusher.
I actually think. Actually, Montgomery got hurt. I actually think that, but they both got 10+ touchdowns though.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all both can bring barriers. So it's
But I do think this will be the most entertaining game this weekend. I do.
I don't know. If you're just talking straight offense and points, then I agree with you. But I think our game that we talk about later might be more entertaining only because of like the football aspect of it, like hard-nosed defense from us. I think the Bills defense gets crapped on a little too much, but we'll talk about that later. And then the quarterback play, obviously, from both sides. But I do think from a strictly offensive standpoint, I agree.
I think our game will be closer than y'all game.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
All right, let's move on. Oh, let me ask you this, though. Okay, if the Commanders were to put us out, though, and win this game, what would it say about this team, Jaden Daniels? Like, what do you think the talk would be if
that's hard for me to answer because I feel like I know why you're asking that question, but it has nothing to do with
me. No. Don't talk about the history thing.
No. It's not even that. It's more so people in the chats, but that's what I'm saying. It ain't got nothing really to do with me. But if y'all were to win this game, it would say that Jaden Daniels is put his stamp on the league. Now, one thing I do worry about Jaden Daniels, I worry about this when whoever comes in and does well up front is that you peak too early and then you